This is Season 9, Episode 185 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.
Sometimes the important thing is not the number of miles you've driven, but what's going on inside your head while driving. The Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast will stimulate your mind and keep you company while on the road. Join us for education, motivation, and inspiration from wherever you may be in our nation. You'll hear roundtable discussions about important information that's impacting our industry. Plus, you'll learn more about new technology, equipment, driving opportunities, safety, and operations. Get driver success and fitness tips to keep you profitable, safe, healthy, as well as entertaining stories from the road. And don't you know, we've all got a few of those. We might be traveling in different directions, but we're all part of one driver community at the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. With your host, trucker Tim Cicerelli.
Hey, good morning.
Well, hello, friends. Welcome back to another edition of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. This is Season 9, Episode 185. Tim Cicerelli here, otherwise known as Trucker Tim, and we got another power-packed episode lined up for you, featuring real stories, real opportunities, and real people making a difference across the Stevens Transport family. Coming up in this episode, we'll be talking about the exciting world of team driving and why more drivers are discovering the benefits of team driving to maximize their miles, which of course boosts their earnings and improves their efficiency, and you still get to enjoy the incredible freedom of life on the road. If you've ever wondered whether team driving might be right for you, this information coming up shortly could open your eyes to a whole new opportunity. Then in our driver's spotlight, we're going to pull some audio from a video that you can find on our Stevens Transport YouTube channel. You'll meet Stevens Transport owner-operator Andy Richardson. Andy shares the mindset, the discipline, and the competitive drive that's helped him succeed in the contract division. From building his own business to staying motivated month after month, Andy offers honest advice and inspiration for anyone looking to level up their trucking career. Plus, we'll bring you the latest in the Stevens Transport June 2026 news bulletin, including celebrating two incredible team members reaching 25 years of service with Stevens Transport, exciting opportunities for drivers interested in becoming trainers or independent contractors, details about our contractor workshops, and a very special thank you to everyone who participated in this year's Bagel Run community event. But first, we're excited to introduce you to our new VP of Sales in the Tanker Division to talk about safety, service, and relationships and how this division is helping shape the future of Stevens Transport. Let's welcome Dalton Mills to our Stevens Roundtable. It's our Stevens Roundtable, and we always love to introduce new family members to Stevens Transport in this segment, and we're going to do that here in just a few seconds. But we also want to let our drivers know that there are new opportunities for you with Stevens Transport to make a little extra money and build up that skill set. And the gentleman that we're welcoming to the podcast today is relatively new here at Stevens, and he's going to tell you how you can make that extra money and build that skill set. Let's welcome our new VP of Sales, Tanker Division, Dalton Mills. Dalton, welcome to Stevens, and welcome to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.
Hey, good morning, Tim. Nice to be with you.
And Dalton, you know, you're taking on this new role in sales, but before we dive into what you do at Stevens and how you're going to help this company grow, let's talk a little bit about you and your experience in the industry and what brought you to Stevens. So tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so it's been a bit of a circuitous route to get here, I would say. So I have an engineering degree by background, and I use very little of it, quite frankly, on a day-to-day basis, but it got me interested in chemicals. And I started my career selling chemicals, so oleochemicals to be specific, so glycerin, fatty acids, fatty alcohols. That led me down the route to global logistics, and then I got into more domestic logistics during COVID when the need was so high, and that's where I've stayed since then in kind of this bulk niche logistics space of food grade domestic bulk transportation.
You know, I love it. You have product knowledge with your background, right? I mean, you got to move the chemicals, and now that's what you do, right? And that's what we're doing here at Stevens Transport. So that engineering degree is not wasted for sure. Dalton, so sales though, VP of Sales in the tanker division. Tell us a little bit about that avenue that you're going down.
Sales is it's frankly an awesome thing because it is, in my mind, developing relationships with very important people that keep the lights on, right? So it's no different than a dispatcher and a driver, right? You have to develop those relationships. You have to trust one another, and I believe that that's one of my skill sets that I have to develop relationships over time with customers, bring them into a new space, get them comfortable with Stevens Transport, even being new in the tanker space. I mean, we're a 45-year-old company, so we definitely have a little bit of history to us, but the tanker space is a niche space. There's not very many participants in it, quite frankly. So bringing in a new one is definitely always intriguing to customers. And then seeing a face that they've seen before and know, and I at least say I know what I'm talking about to them. They tend to like that and have given us some new opportunities. So it's really exciting. Quite frankly, I've been talking to a few of the bigger customers, and they can count the amount of carriers they have on one hand in this day and age with COVID and transportation issues, regulations and stuff going in, getting tougher and tougher to get a CDL. They want more diversification in their haulers. So that's what we're pushing. That's what we're selling. And so far, it seems to be working.
When you say they want more diversification in their sellers, they need a turnkey solution is what it sounds like.
They do. You think about these customers and these buyers these days, they're buying, $1 billion worth of stuff at a time. So, we call them $1 billion buyers. And if they're thinking about one truck on a daily basis or thinking about 7 trucks on a daily basis, that's taken away from their strategic buying strategies. So what we do is we come in and we offer that, kind of no headache solution where, hey, they can trust that we're getting it, point A to point B. And that's something that honestly attracted me to Stevens is, spending some time in Dallas and seeing the intensity of which the group there dispatches, and, the customer service group is making sure that the customers are kept abreast of any situations, because there's always a situation on the road. A lot of times it's out of our hands, but at least we're keeping the customers, on notice. And I love that intensity that we're bringing every day. And customers love that as well. They love to, not have to ask where their load is. And I feel like Stevens does a good job staying in front of that.
For the last few episodes, we've been talking a lot about the opportunities for our drivers and how it's expanded now with this tanker division. And I know that bringing you on board as VP of Sales, that has to be comforting to them to know that if they're going to take the trouble and the time to get the endorsement, take all the steps that need to be taken and start, hauling these loads, that the loads are going to be there, because that's always been something that Stevens has been able to hang their hat on, is the fact that, listen, we have the loads. But with a new division, some people might think, well, gosh, is it in its incubation period? How many of these loads do we have? Do we have enough of these clients to put the product in the back of the truck and in the back of the tanker? So how about a little word of confidence to our drivers of what you're bringing to the table? And the loads, I'm really assuming, are going to be there for them.
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, they are there right now. We're adding more tanks to the group, so we actually need more tanks to haul more loads. We're adding those because we have enough loads to do that. It's an exciting time. It is a new group, but it's at this point it's 2 years old. So it really has kind of gone out of what I would say is the infancy stage into a younger stage where we're not necessarily crawling, but we're walking. So when we do bring on drivers, we bring somewhat slowly and make sure that they're comfortable hauling the liquids in the back. It does ride different than a van or a reefer because there is some sloshing going on. Once they're comfortable, we let them loose, and we can pretty much let them know that they're going to be running every day that they want to run from there on out on a liquid tanker.
That has to be semi-alarming for a driver when they're new and they're learning how to haul, to feel that load shift a little bit. Because it's liquid, right? But I've talked to a few drivers about it, and they've told me that, Tim, it's really something that at first it's a little jarring, but it's in a very controlled environment where they're learning, and then after a while, it just becomes second nature.
Yeah, it's different, right? It is different, but it's like anything, right? You take it slow, you put safety first, you put, you put everything, oh, I got to get to the next stop in the next 3 hours type of thing out of your mind, and you just say, no, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to do it slowly until I'm comfortable with it. And that's the key to success. I mean, what I tell the customers and what's perfect for the drivers to think about is the two things that sell are safety and service. So, we'll make sure that you have enough time to get from point A to point B. That's on dispatch, that's on customer service, that's on sales. And then the drivers take care of the safety portion, right? They're doing under the speed limit. They're ensuring that they're coming to a full stop, everything like that. All the safety things that they have to do to ensure that that gets done. That's frankly what sells. If we're not safe, we're going to lose customers quicker than, if we can do more loads for them.
Our audience here on the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio podcast is quite diverse as well, too. It's primarily made up of existing Stevens Transport drivers, also drivers that work for other companies or people that want to become a driver, do their research and find this podcast. And I can imagine, too, that there are also potential customers with Stevens Transport that want to do their research as well and find out what this company is all about. I'm going to give you an opportunity, Dalton, to talk to a potential customer doing their research, and then I'll have you talk to some of our drivers as well, too. So what would you like to tell some of these potential clients of yours that are going to put their product in the back of our tankers?
What I've told all of our customers that I've brought on in the short amount of time I've been here, and what I continue to tell them is Stevens is a family company. They're family run and they're family oriented, right? In this day and age of, private equity and faceless cash being injected into a lot of different professions, I can adamantly say that there's a family running this business. There is a family in this business, and we are ensuring that we provide the best service that we can to the customer, right? We are a very oriented organization in terms of we have a face, we have a name. You can call us at any time, and you can call, you can escalate it to one of the family members that owns the company pretty quickly, and they'll do what they can to ensure the loads get done. And that's reassuring to customers, right? It's not they understand that it's not just about the bottom line for us. It's about, once again, those relationships, that development of trust. We're not just gonna do the loads and then sell out as quickly as we can. We're gonna be there through thick and thin of it. That's very important. So that's all I sell is the relationship, the family, and the safety and the service.
To mirror what you just said, Clay Aaron told me one time, he said, Tim, we're a big, small company. And with
Yeah.
that, you get that boutique service. And also with that family owned, 45 years, never in debt, never laid anybody off. That just goes to show that the expectations are high, but so is the performance that follows those expectations. So basically, for you to be on board here at Stevens Transport for just a couple of months, you couldn't have stated it any better. Now, I'm going to let you shift your audience a little bit to our drivers. So you're their VP of sales in the tanker division. What would you like to say to our customers in the front of the truck?
So what I would say is you guys are actually the most important customers, because frankly, without you guys, we don't have a business. You take that to heart, and I sincerely mean that, right? So if there's anything that I can ever do for one of our drivers, I put you guys as my number one customer, right? So happy to put my number out there. If you ever have any questions about the tanker side of the business, you can call me. Once again, you can't be in this business 45 years and stay in business if you aren't good at it and you don't have an intensity that is required to keep it going. So I think that's what Stevens brings more than anything else, is that there's a longevity and there's a knowledge that you need for this type of business, and they're doing really, really well at that. And a lot of others can't say the same in the trucking industry over the past 5 years.
Wow. I can just tell already 2.5 months in, and you're going to fit in this company like a glove. Dalton Mills, VP of Sales, Tanker Division. What a treat to finally get to meet you, buddy, and have you on the podcast. And you have an open invitation. Anytime you want to communicate anything to our drivers or potential customer, just give me a holler and we'll put you back on the podcast.
Hey, appreciate it, Tim. Thanks for having me on today. If you guys need anything, just let me know.
All right, we will have all of Dalton's contact information in the episode notes. Dalton, thanks so much and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Now more than ever, truck drivers are true American heroes. The men and women who literally keep America moving by delivering goods across the country. Being a professional driver is a rewarding, financially lucrative, long-term career filled with exciting adventures. A career where you'll never have to worry about job security. If you have your CDL and keep it up, it will sustain you for the long haul. You can see the country, serve your country, and provide a good life for your family. Whether you'd rather haul on a dedicated route or lane, or prefer working with one specific customer, if you want to own your business, we have a program that sets you up for success with all the tools and support you need. We've got opportunities in our intermodal rail division and have programs to help military veterans transition into trucking careers. We have second generations of drivers whose parents have driven for Stevens, who then trained their children and are now truck drivers. Some are even small fleet owners. So, whatever your dream is, you can achieve it right here at Stevens. If you're looking for a company with a 40-plus year track record that's never had a layoff and just had the largest pay increase in company history for both new and experienced drivers, Stevens Transport has you covered. We offer the finest tools and technology and provide our drivers with the best state-of-the-art equipment on the market. Our infrastructure will support you both on and off the road. As a driver for Stevens, you become part of our family. Many companies throw the word family around. We're family-owned, family-run, and family-driven. Our 40-plus years of success is built on family. At Stevens, you're not just a number. Our drivers are part of our extended family, and we recognize and honor them every chance we get. If you want to be among the top income earners among professional drivers, if you want great benefits, if you want to have every type of driving opportunity at your fingertips, if you want to be part of a company that will stand behind you and ensure your success, come join the Stevens Transport family today and become an American hero. So, what are you waiting for? Take the first step toward your future career with the best trucking company in America. Become part of the Stevens Transport family today by calling our recruiting department at 1-800-333-8595 or apply online at stevenstransport.com.
Ever wondered what it's like to drive across the country and get paid to see America's breathtaking landscapes? Welcome to life as a team driver with Stevens Transport. The life of a trucker can sometimes feel solitary, but with team driving, you're never alone. Let's dive into how teaming up with another driver can transform your trucking career. So what exactly is team driving? Simply put, it's when two drivers share the responsibilities of operating the same truck. This allows for continuous travel and efficient delivery. Federal regulations require solo drivers to be off-duty for at least 10 consecutive hours after 11 hours of driving. Team driving, however, maximizes productivity by alternating driving shifts, cutting down on overall trip times. By working in shifts, team drivers can cover over 5,500 miles a week. That's more than double what solo drivers can achieve, leading to more priority loads and higher earnings. Efficiency is key. With two drivers, tasks like loading and unloading become quicker and easier. Plus, you'll earn more per mile. One of the greatest perks? You get to choose your driving partner. Whether it's a close friend or a new acquaintance, having a partner on the road makes those long hauls more enjoyable. And what about rest? Team drivers sleep in comfy bunk beds while the truck is moving, allowing for nearly non-stop travel without sacrificing sleep. Safety is another major advantage. With two drivers, there's an added layer of oversight to ensure committed safety. So, if you're ready to take your trucking career to the next level, consider team driving with Stevens Transport. It's the perfect blend of companionship, efficiency, and increased earnings. Explore the benefits of team driving and start your adventure today with Stevens Transport. Apply now and join a team that drives you to success. Your journey starts here.
Welcome back to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. My name is Tim Cicerelli, otherwise known as Trucker Tim. If you wouldn't mind, when you hit your next stop, please follow or subscribe to this podcast from whichever podcast platform you're enjoying it from. We are everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible. If it's a platform with a podcast on it, we are there. And by following the podcast, you'll have a brand new episode waiting for you each and every week as soon as it's released. And if you wouldn't mind, please leave us a review. Tell us what you like about the show and what you'd like changed. We are producing this podcast for you to keep you educated, informed, and hopefully a little entertained as well. Time now for our driver's spotlight. We pulled some audio from a video that you can find on our Stevens Transport YouTube channel. This driver's spotlight focuses on an owner-operator here at Stevens. As an owner-operator in the contract division, this driver shares the mindset, the discipline, and the drive it takes to succeed on the road and in life. From waking up without an alarm clock to competing with himself every single month, this driver breaks down what separates those who thrive in the contract division and from those who don't. Here is the story of driver Andy Richardson.
My name's Andy Richardson. I am a owner-operator here at Stevens Transport. This is not a job where you can be out there 50% of the time, give 50% or 70% or 80%. You need to, if you're going to be out there a contractor, you need to be 100%. There are no off days, Nobody cares about your excuses, only what you do. Like, there's no extra time out there, If you oversleep an hour today, that's an hour you lose for the whole week. It not just affects you today, it affects you for the whole week. Every other job I had, you got a minimum salary. If you just show up and breathe, you're gonna get paid. But not on the contract division. As a contractor, you're a business owner. If you're a business owner, just showing up won't cut it. So the pressure of the contract division was a driver for me. It gets me up every day with no alarm clock. I like the challenge of it. I like trying to see how fast I can get off the loads. I try to do better this month than I did last month. I'm in competition with myself, If I'm running, my shop's open. If I'm not running, my shop's closed. How can I make any money? So I just look at it as that. Get everything else out of your mind except completing the job. Like, that's it. The distractions, just let them go. You can't be distracted out. You can't be worried about what's going on too much back at home or worried about this. Those problems, tend to take care of themselves anyway. So, and there will always be another one. There will always be something else. So just focus on what you can control. Worry about what you can control. You're gonna have a bad week, you're gonna have a bad day. Never let the hard days win, because it's look at the long-term picture. You're building something for the long term, not for today. Your house ain't gonna be built in one day. Your house ain't gonna be built in a month. It takes a long time to build a building. It takes a long time to build a business. You just take the ups and downs, because they're gonna come. Just don't give up. Like, give it time, It starts off slow. You start with a lower rate. You start down here. You don't got the experience. And then you work your way up in this building. You start to see it after 1 month. You'd be amazed how much you can save in 1 month, 2, 3 months, and it starts to get up higher and higher and higher. It's not gonna happen overnight. Everybody wants things now, but that doesn't work that way. You have to build these things. It takes time, and there's gonna be setbacks, but it's worth it in the end if you wanna build something, because you can build something here, especially on the contract division. You can build something here quickly. Stevens is opportunity. It's a game changer, because there is not a lot of jobs without the college education, without the trade school background, without the experience that you can come in and just jump to the top of the salary range. I buy the trucks. yeah, I buy the trucks. I started off leasing, but I learned more about the truck, how to do some of the maintenance on it, how to take care of it better, and I always end up buying it. Maintenance on your truck matters. You need to be checking your truck on a daily basis. That's just not a job requirement. That's how you're gonna make your money. Control your costs the best you can. I really don't have a ton of hobbies outside of trucking, because I'm committed to it. It's really what I want to do. I'm probably happiest when I'm on the road moving than I am doing things on the side. Strange as that is.
Thanks for sharing your story, Andy. We'll have a link to that video in the episode notes. We'll also have a link to this video, to our Stevens Transport June 2026 News Bulletin.
Welcome to the Stevens Transport News Bulletin, where we bring you the latest updates from Stevens Transport and the transportation industry. At Stevens Transport, Our employees are at the heart of our accomplishments, and today, we honor and reflect on the careers of two employees, Thavian Godwin and Russell Hogue. The two of them are celebrating an incredible milestone, 25 years with Stevens Transport. Their dedication, hard work, and commitment over the past quarter century have made a lasting impact on the Stevens Transport family and the people they've worked alongside throughout the years. We are proud to honor Thavian and Russell for their contributions, leadership, and the example they continue to set every day. In other news, now is the perfect time to share your experience and knowledge with the next generation of professional drivers. We are actively recruiting talented men and women to join our elite team of driver trainers. As a driver trainer, you'll have the unique opportunity to shape the future of the industry by teaching safe driving practices, sharing real-world experience, and mentoring new drivers as they build successful careers on the road with Stevens Transport. Call today and find out how your experience can help drive someone else's success. Contact your driver manager or Jim Adams at 214-647-3899. And now, I'd like to introduce you to a new member of the Stevens Transport team and tell you all about the exciting things he is doing to help you start your own business by becoming an independent contractor. We are pleased to welcome back Will Bird as our new independent contractor recruiting manager. Will finds motivation in helping others, which is why being a recruiting manager is the perfect fit for him. If you are interested in learning about how to be your own boss, please join us for the Independent Contractor Workshop, held every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. in the VDPD room. Will and our independent contractor recruiter, Brian Thomas, will be on hand to answer questions and provide you with valuable information about becoming an independent contractor. We hope to see you there. Up next, we have a message from one of our correspondents out on the road.
Thanks to everyone who joined us for the 2026 Bagel Run. We look forward to seeing you in 2027.
At Stevens Transport, we are committed to sharing stories, successes, and industry insights that keep our team connected, informed, and motivated. Thank you for joining us for this edition of the Stevens Transport News Bulletin.
Well, there she is. Let's pump the brakes on episode 185 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. If you found this podcast because you're searching for a brand new career, please make sure you visit the episode notes. We will have phone numbers and every link possible for you to learn more about Stevens Transport and even schedule a call with one of our recruiters. All the information is in the episode notes. And like we said earlier, please follow or subscribe to this podcast from whichever platform you're enjoying it from and share it with one of your fellow drivers. We sure would appreciate it. And finally, my name is Tim Cicerelli, otherwise known as Trucker Tim. Thanks for joining me. And until next time, be safe out there. And thanks for listening to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.